Evening, everyone. All right, so we're back at it. This is Market Observation Volume, I want to say 63. I stand corrected. 53. Excuse me. I think we in the 60s on coffee and charts. So pardon me. This is Market Observation number 53. 53. I'm gonna go ahead, share the screen. So we can see our NADEX platform. All right, there we go. All right, so and you let me know how the audio is coming through. Is it loud? Is it too loud? Is it distorted at all? Or is it good? It should be excellent. But just in case it's not, if I need to make adjustments, I will do so. All right, excellent. It's perfect. That's what I want to hear. All right. So currently, and of course, we're observing the Euro USD on the NADEX Trading Platform. If you're unfamiliar with the NADEX platform, NADEX is a derivatives trading platform. One of the derivatives that we have available to trade here is what is called binary options. And in particular, we focus on 5-minute binary options, which basically recycle every 5 minutes. You can see from the clock up here. Starts at 5 minutes and counts down to 0. Once it counts down to 0, wherever the market ends relative to the strike price of the option, and the strike price is just simply a price level that is represented by the strike of the option. Whichever side that the market ends on will determine who wins and who loses the trade. In other words, it will determine whether or not you're going to earn a profit or whether you will experience a loss on that specific trade that you take, that you enter. If you're just joining in, as you guys make your way on, please be sure to like and share the video from whatever platform you're tuning in from. Right now, we are live on Facebook. Make sure that you follow the TeamAlliance Facebook page, like and share the video, and turn on the bell. We're streaming live also on YouTube. Be sure to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on the bell notifications. And we are also streaming live on Twitter. Be sure to like and share, and then to retweet on your timeline. Also, if you're not already a member of the public TeamAlliance Facebook group, be sure to join the group. It will ensure that you'll receive a notification no matter what, because when I go live, I will post in the group, and you will always receive a notification because you're in that group. So even if the notification for whatever reason may not come through on the other platforms, you'll get it on or as a result of being in the Facebook group. All right, so be sure to join the public TeamAlliance Facebook group. All right, so the market right now it looks pretty good overall, and I know for some of you, you might be like, well, what does that mean? When I say good, I'm making reference specifically to the horizontal perspective that we see the market from. And I'm making reference to the way that the candles are forming individually overall on the chart. When you visually look at the chart, I use a specific tool here, which is this green box. And what this box does is it helps you to see visually what the candles are doing. So for example, these candles have all basically been inside of this box for the last, from 9:36 until 9:46. So for the last two binaries, so about 10 minutes, the market has basically been moving within the confines of two strike price levels. The top and the bottom of this green box represent where these levels are. So right now I have the box placed where two strike prices are located. One of them being the 1.1297, which is this one. And the other one is the lowest strike, which is the bottom of the box, which is the 1.1295. These are just simply two price levels in the market. And the fact that you have these candles concentrated in the box, like all of these candles are inside the box. The fact that you have the market doing that is just letting us know that the market is moving within the area of these two strike prices, the 1297 and the 1295. And it did that for 10 minutes. If we go over to where we are right now, just by simply moving the box, you can actually see that the market is now in between two different strikes. Now, the one that was the top one here is the bottom one of where we are now, as you can see from the bottom of the box. And the top is the 1299 strike. So what the market has done within the last 4 or 5 minutes is it has just moved beyond this strike price level, and it's moved to a new area doing the same thing it was doing when it was down here. See that? This observation tonight, this will likely just be more kind of educational. A few people have messaged me, and they've asked me to take the time to kind of explain what it is that I'm even looking at. A lot of times when I'm doing, the live observations, I may not talk about the market stuff too much. I might get into talking about mindset and talking about, how people are, whatever the case may be. And all of that is great. But sometimes I will focus more so on just educating people on the way that we see the market. Why do I do that? Well, it's for the same reason that I tell people that they need to stop trading and they need to learn how to understand the market. I teach you, or I show you and explain the way that I see the market so that you understand that there's value in understanding the market. Not just value, all of the value in trading. is in you understanding how to see the market. So when I talk about the way that I see the market, I'm giving you direct education about the market. And that's more valuable than anything that you will ever pay for, period. Of course, with the exception of training with TA. But outside of TeamAlliance training, anything that you've bought, paid for, any type of service that you've spent money on, mentorship, signals, right? Strategy, indicator package, whatever it is, whatever money you spent out there, it cannot compare to what I teach you here for free. And I mean, that, you know, that's a bold statement. But if you just watch and listen, you'll see that I'm really being honest when I say that. I'm not just saying that just because it's me and that's, you know, how I feel about it. I'm saying that because that's the truth. I don't care what it is that you spent money on. The value that you're receiving here right now for free. Like, all I'm doing is looking at the market and talking. But the way that I'm explaining what I'm looking at, the way that I'm breaking down the actual instrument that we are trading on this platform, the way that I make reference to the platform, you know, the way that I'm explaining strike prices, price levels, candles. I'm talking about this little green box, what that means. Top of the box represents the top strike price. Bottom of the box represents the lowest strike price. This information is so powerful because you're learning how to see the market, for one. You're also learning that the real value of trading is understanding the market first. So you'll hear me say things just throughout the observation that you've never heard anyone say before. And of course, many of you that are new don't necessarily know what I'm even talking about yet. But you understand that there's something here, you just don't know what it is yet. So throughout the observation, I'll make reference to certain things. And at some point, I'm going to hit your button. See, what this is that I like to do is I talk and I speak on different things. And it's like I'm connected to the vibration of people that are listening and watching. And I can't explain it really beyond that. But at some point, I'm going to say something that's going to trigger you. It's going to hit you. And you're going to be like, oh, shit, how does he know that? And you got to understand, I don't even know how I know. But there's a certain psychology and a way of thinking that you have to even be watching and listening to this right now. Like, there's a reason that you're listening to me. The main reason probably is that if you're already in trading, you're losing and you're tired of it. See, now just that one statement, that right there already hit somebody. Because as soon as I said that, you were like, damn, he's right. And I know, without me knowing you personally, I know that that's why you're here listening to me now. Because otherwise you would have no reason for listening to anything I'm saying. I'm just I'm a random dude on the internet, on a live stream. Beyond that, you don't know me, right? But there's something about what I'm showing you, what you're seeing, and what you're hearing. It's making you want to stay. So you keep listening. Like, damn, this dude got sound effects and shit. You got all type of shit on here. What is this? Right? You're trying to figure it out. If you just listen, you'll catch the real value of what I'm actually doing. See, all of the stuff that I do that adds on just to the time that I'm spending here doing this, the sound effects and all of that. I'll be cracking jokes. I'll be doing all type of shit, right? All that is cool. And it makes you feel comfortable with me. But if you take the time to really understand what I'm talking about and what I'm saying and then what that means, life is going to change for you. That's what I don't want you to miss that part. I don't want you to get so caught up in the humor and, oh, he's funny and you got sound effects. I like this. All of that is cool. And I appreciate that you like that. But you got to listen to what I'm saying, because what I'm telling you is actually something that will change your life. And it's going to take you time to do. It's not something that you're going to just do the first time you hear me, or, you watch a couple of videos and then that's it. No, it's going to take you time. It's going to take you work. You're going to have to put work in. But you will spend your time better nowhere else. I can guarantee you that. If you take the time to do it, it'll be the best thing that you ever did. Because there's nothing else that exists that's like what we're doing. And that sounds crazy. It's like, well, damn. Why are you saying that? I don't even know what this is. You don't even have to know yet. But just know that I'm telling you that the things that you're going to learn here are going to change your life for the better. Just keep listening. See, one of the main things that you'll find that I will get into every time that I'm live is mindset. And mindset is important. It's so important that people don't think it's important. Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? You know how something is vital, but people act like it's not? That's mindset. It's like oxygen. You need it. It's like breathing in, pollution. You breathe in the pollution because you have to breathe. But you know that the air is bad, but you still breathe, don't you? Why? Because you have to breathe to live, right? But you breathing bad air and then being given a choice, you can continue to breathe the bad air, or you can come over here and breathe fresh air. What you gonna do? And I'll lay out another scenario. Where the bad air is where you're comfortable. Where the bad air is where all your friends are. All your friends live there. Everybody's there that you know. It's familiar. It's comfortable, right? That's where you have fun. That's where you kick it. Where the fresh air is, ain't nobody there. It's in the mountains. It's in the mountains. Nobody's there. But the air is fresh. And when you breathe, it will revitalize your body and it will revitalize your health. Which one are you going to do? That's the choice that you're making. Isn't that crazy? And you see how I broke it down that way to make you understand that all of the stuff that you're used to, you're doing because you're comfortable with it. So you actually are becoming uncomfortable in order to breathe the fresh air that will revitalize you and change you into what you really want to become. You're following me? So this is the experience when you come here. And you don't even know that at first. At first, you just think I'm talking about, some type of strategy. Let me see what strategy he got. I found you. I Googled you. I Google NADEX, or I Google Binaries, or I Google something, trading, whatever. And somehow Google led you here and you found this live stream, or you found a video, or you found some type of content here, right? And then you get here and you're like, I'm not sure what this is. Because you thought it was one thing. You come to find out it's something totally different than what you thought it was. It's something more powerful, right? And I know I already know that this is the experience that you guys will have. I'm just breaking it down more so from your perspective so that you don't run from it. Because you can easily run away from the very thing that will change everything. People do it all the time. You'll come back to it, but initially you'll run away from it because you're like, nah, it's too much. I can't do that right now. Because you know what is necessary in order to do it, and you want to do it, but at the same time, you're comfortable where you are, right? You're comfortable. Remember what I just explained about where you are, where the pollution is? You breathing, yeah, you alive. All your friends are there, your family, everybody's there. But the air is no good there for you. In fact, the air is killing you. Hold on. I didn't mean to get that deep this fast, but there's a reason I'm even talking about this. But where you are, the air is killing you. So in other words, where you're currently set in your thinking, there's another word for that. It's called your mindset. Right now, where your mindset is, it's literally killing you. Literally, right? In order for you to live, you have to leave that mindset. Decisions. Listen to what I'm saying. So when you tell me, yeah, Mark, I've been looking into trading and I can see myself doing what you guys do and I like what I see and this and that. As soon as you tell me that, what you're saying is, I want this, but I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get this. So my response is, well, before you get caught up in the stuff that you see me talking about with trading, you need to understand that your mindset is required first. You can't elevate in the trading part until you change the mindset that you're in completely. Now, what do you want to do? Do you feel the same way? Do you have the same excitement? Right? Are you still excited? See, you may not be excited now because you're like, wait, what you mean? Just tell me the strategy, man. Just tell me how to trade like this. I'm telling you how to trade like this. Mindset first. That's how you do this. How do you think I came to know everything I teach you and talk to you about? You think that I just looked at the chart and just knew? No, not at all. First thing I had to do was stop actually taking trades so I can look at the market. How can you trade? How can you look at the market if you're trading? Doesn't make sense, right? And see, most people don't think about it this way, but you got to think about it this way. If you're busy trading, you'll never see the market. What you're seeing is trades. Man, oh man. Never thought about it like that, huh? So if you're busy seeing trades, then you won't see the market. And if you don't see the market, then you'll never elevate to the point where you can be consistently profitable, which means that this can't be something that works for you. Damn. Why you have to say all that? Because it's true. See, this explains why 90-something% of people in this industry are not profitable. Because they don't know what I just explained. And if they hear what I just explained, they don't like it because people don't want to hear, well, what do you mean I got to work on my mindset first? Right? Your existing mindset doesn't like the fact that you're trying to replace it. Think about this. Your existing mindset wants to survive. It don't want you to kill it. It wants to stick around. Makes sense, right? So what it does is it gives all the bullshit. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to do all that. Just tell me the strategy. Just tell me when to take the trade. That's your existing mindset talking. Thirst, greed, shortcut. I want it now. Microwave mentality. I don't want to wait. What you mean it's going to take 2 years? Was it what? I don't know. It shouldn't take a year. It should only take me a month. What do you mean I got to train every month? I don't want to do that. This is your existing mindset. Why are you telling me to watch the same video over and over? There's 400 videos in this list. Why I gotta just watch this one? You see where I'm going? I'm showing you how your mindset is now. That's how your mindset is now. That's not the mindset that is going to be worthy of what we're doing. The mindset you need for what we're doing is not that. And to develop it, you're going to have to stop the one that you're in now. And it's probably one of the hardest things that you'll ever do in your life because you've had the mindset that you have now for your whole life. Your way of thinking right now, you created, how old are you? 30? Took you 30 years to make your mindset the way that it is right now. So all the bullshit that's in there, how long you think it's going to take to get out of it? Let's hope it don't take 30 years. So you'll see my point? This is scientific. Everything I'm talking about, this is really what you have to do. But Mark, I just want to trade. No. That's not how this works. You can trade now. Matter of fact, you've been trading, haven't you? And what have your results been like? Have you been winning? Nope. You ain't been winning, have you? And what's the first thing you do when you lose? What's the first thing you do? You blame somebody. Who do you blame? Do you blame yourself? Nope. Who do you blame? Oh, well, I was buying signals. Signals, he said it was 85% accurate, but I lost too many trades. It blew my account. So the signal guy is his fault? Well, yeah, he said it was 85%, right? So 15% could be losses. So is it his fault that you traded the 15% too? Is that his fault or your fault? Well, I just need better signals. I'm going to look for another signal provider, somebody better. Okay. Then you go sign up for somebody else. And what do you do with their signals? Well, this one says they said they're 90%. I'm going to try these guys. Same shit happens. Right? You do well until you lose. And then when you lose, who do you blame again? Oh, this guy sucks. He charges $200 a month. He sucks though. So it's his fault. It's his fault too. All right. Then if I ask you a simple question like, well, do you know why you even lost? What's your answer going to be? Like, what is your answer going to be? Why did you lose? See? And you ain't going to be able to answer that. Yeah, this whole area right here actually looks good. I wasn't looking at the pricing or anything, but this right here, let me see something real quick. Yeah, this looks good. It opened up at 6. Yeah, that could have been something right there. That was what, the 10-10? And where we are now, this is looking good. Where we are now, yeah, I like how this is all looking right now. But yeah, so again, so when you take the next guy's signals and you lose that, and you lose trades there, it's his fault. But he was supposed to save you, right? Because he had a high win rate. He got 90% wins. The other guy was 80, 85. Regardless of what goes on, the bottom line is that you're never going to be content, you're never going to be satisfied, and you're never going to hold yourself accountable for nothing. What you'll do is sign up for something, pay for something, lose, and then blame the something. That's your routine. I know what it is. I understand. And if you're not doing that, then more than likely you signed up for some type of, service where they are trading for you or sending you trades and you copy and paste, right? You in a Telegram group and they send out the signal or whatever, and you just copy and paste it, right? And it's supposed to be passive income. I got you. And then what happens when you place that trade and, they're like, well, yeah, you just set these and forget them. You don't got to watch the market or anything. Just just copy and paste. And then you wait for the results from that. And when those results are not what you want, what are you doing? You're going to blame them. Like, yeah, these guys, they said they were copy and paste, and my goodness, these don't work either. Man, this whole industry sucks. It's all a scam. They're all lying. And then you become one of those people. Now, the one thing that has taken place throughout is the fact that you never took the time to actually study the market yourself. You never actually took the time to study the market. And this right here was there was nothing that was happening here. So this is why we like to observe, because you can actually see what the market is doing at the time. You'll understand as you observe what the market would need to be doing in order to present an actual valid opportunity for you. So right now, that movement just now in the last minute, position change, but prior to that, there was potentially something here in the 10-10. I wasn't watching, as I said, but what I do like that I'm seeing is the fact that we're seeing this, because this is like maybe the first time that I've actually seen the candles cluster together like this since I've been observing tonight. This was kind of like a period over here where it started that behavior. So we know that the behavior has already been here, but this is the first time that I'm actually seeing it manifest right here. So that was the first one that I actually saw since I've been observing. And again, see, so like just as an example, right now, as I'm observing, right, I know and understand what behavior the market is currently presenting. I know what environment the market is currently in. I know what a big candle represents in this environment with this behavior present. It doesn't mean the same thing that it would mean in a faster environment. It doesn't mean the same thing it would mean in a larger candle environment. See, the environment that we're in right now, the candles are smaller. So the overall dominance of the market is not larger candles. See? So what happens when you have a larger candle, the large candle just represents the market repositioning itself somewhere else. And wherever it goes, you'll see the new behavior. Well, not even the new behavior, but you'll see the existing behavior manifest in the new position. See? Like I said, I talk about a lot of things during these observations. As you start to pick up on the terminology that I use, the explanations that I'm giving, certain things that I'm saying, you'll start to understand once again the value of understanding the market. It's because it's like, all right, I'm explaining all of this and I'm talking about this. Why is this valuable? This is valuable because based on what you see, when the right time is present for you to be in a trade, if a trade actually sets up for you. The same way that not to be in a trade based on what you're seeing. That is worth a lot of money. That is worth a lot of income. That is worth a lot of cash flow. That is worth its weight. See? So I'm not sure what you specifically are looking to do, looking to accomplish. I don't know why you want to, come into the trading world. I don't know what your reason is or what your purpose is for being around this. But if you're here because you want to make trading your career, or you're here because you want to actually develop a skill set that puts you in the position to be able to generate your own cash flow and make your own money, and you can do it basically on your own time, at your own pace, that's the value of learning the skill set. That's the point that I'm making. This is the most powerful skill set in existence. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, well, what do you mean? What? How you gonna say that? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Let me expound on that. This is the most powerful skill set for the average person in existence. Maybe that'll help you to understand the magnitude of what this is. The average person. Just think about the average person. Who's the average person? You. The average person is the person that does whatever they do. Right? The average person is the person who ain't rich. You may not be poor or broke, but you're not rich. You're not necessarily where you want to be either, right? You're striving for better. You're striving for more. That's the average person. The average person also has, more than likely, an average person's way of thinking. Aha. This is where we go right into what? Mindset. So once you understand that this is something for the average person, it will help you to better accept what needs to be done, because you got to understand that you can't come into this with the average mindset. So just because you're the average person now, learning this is not going to make you average anymore. You see where I'm going? So you're average now. Everybody's average now. But you won't be average after this. Ain't gonna be nothing average about you. So in order to do that, that average mindset, that average way of thinking, that average thought process, those emotions, those fears, right? All that shit that you scared of, all of that gotta go. Has to go. So, with that being said, and like I said, I don't when I talk like this, I don't necessarily talk to anyone in particular. What I like to do is just speak, and people know what it is when they hear it. It's like, you understand what I'm saying, even if you don't understand. You don't understand it at the conscious level, but something inside of you is like, yo, this makes sense. This just feels right. Yeah, it does. It does feel right. It does feel right. That's why I start talking about certain things also, as far as using comparisons to what we're capable of doing and then everything else. You know, people like to talk about what's popular. People like to talk about what's in the mainstream. People like to talk about what they hear. People talk about what's on social media, right? What their friends are talking about, what everybody's talking about, blah, 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 blah. But again, I don't care what you talk to me about, what you present to me. When you talk to me, I'm in a certain mindset all the time. My mindset is always basically observation of the market because that's what I do, right? So even when I'm not doing it, I'm doing it. The reason that I'm always doing it is because I'm always in position. And what does being in position mean? What does that do? Well, being in position means that you generate cash flow the way that everyone else just breathes oxygen. Same way that somebody breathes, I'll end up in a trade. And the size of the trade, for some people, it's mind boggling. They can't even fathom or understand, like, what? One trade? And that's business as usual. That's the norm. This is why you need the mindset, because your existing mindset can't handle the outcome of what we do. The way you think now, you can't even mentally handle this. You cannot mentally handle it. Not yet. Average people don't act normal or react normally to the type of income that you're ultimately going to be in position to earn. You know, like just ask yourself now, what if you right now entered into a trade and made $1,000 on the trade? How would that make you feel? $1,000. Like, you looked at the market, you took the trade, and you were in the trade for a few seconds, and that resulted in $1,000 in cash. Like, how would you feel? What would be your reaction? Just think about yourself. Like, damn, how would I react to that? See, I can help you. Let me help you. You know, the average person's reaction is going to be, oh shit, what? $1,000? Man, I just made $1,000. This is the average person's reaction. Oh my God, $1,000, man. Put a down payment on a car. Their mind starts moving immediately. I can pay this. I can pay for that. I can buy this. I can buy something. I can pay some more. If I can pay a bill. And then the next thought is, man, how do I do that again? So do you see where I'm going? The average person can't handle that. It already shocked them that they did it in the first place. Because they're like, yo, $1,000? And then they're like, man, can I do that again? See, they're asking if they can do it again. They're not saying, yeah, we're going to do that again because that's what we do. Why not? Because they have the average person's mindset. So your average way of thinking is emotional reaction. It's also, nah, I can't believe that. Man, I must have been lucky. I can't do that again, right? I could do that. Can I do that again? This is average thinking. Do you see where I'm going? It's average. So that's why I said out the gate, you're going to have to come out of that way of thinking, because the average thinking can't handle what we actually do. That would be a person's reaction to 1,000. What if it was 2? What if it was 2,000? What if I look here, do this? Yeah, you got 2,000 in your account now. 2,000. Oh my, what? 2,000. Shit, I could buy Montclair. I always wanted this Montclair coat that I saw. I'm buying that shit. 2,000? Yeah, I'm getting this coat. Right? This is average thinking. I'm just saying, like I'm giving examples because I like to go through this type of process to show you the difference between the way average thinking is and the way that we think. This is average thinking. Yeah, I'm buying that Montclair coat. All right, so let's say that it was 3,000. Mind you, one trade, $3,000. You made 3,000. You just made $3,000 on a trade. Shit, I'm buying a bag. Where the Louis store? Where that Gucci store at? I'm going straight to Gucci. I'm getting this bag I wanted. I'm getting these shades I wanted and these flip flops. Right? Because you know you got to go get something that you never had before, just in case you can't do it again. This is average thinking. What do folk do when they get lump sums of money? Where do they go? Where do they go? They go somewhere and buy some shit that they never had before. I'm just saying. I'm pointing it out because I'm saying what people won't say. People try to act like that's not how they think. Yes, it is. Right now, if you got a check in the mail for $3,000, you go into some store somewhere. I guarantee you're taking at least some of it. You be like, I'm gonna spend $2,500. I'm gonna put $500 in my pocket. Say that for later. That's what you're gonna do. The average person. I'm just saying, like the average person. So don't take this personal because it may not necessarily be you. But I'm just saying, average person. Hey, that's how they moving, right? Mind you, your car might be broken down. You might need a part, but before you think about getting the car fixed, you going shopping. Again, because in your mind, you're like, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to get 3,000 again. So just keep listening to me. Keep listening to what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm going to get 3,000 again. And then I tell you, yeah, you can do it again. Next week, we'll do it again. And then next week comes, and then I hit you with 3,000 again. What you do with the second one? First of all, what's your reaction? How do you react to that second 3,000? Like, yo, whoa, hold up. I got 3,000 again? See? Your reaction's different. It's a little more real to you now because you did it again. But again, your mind, your way of thinking can't handle it. You don't know what to do. So you're in your mind, you're trying to figure out, damn, oh, man, what should I do with this? Last time I went to the Gucci store, I got that. Should I go back to Gucci or maybe Louis this time? Again, you still thinking about stuff that you never had before, that you never did. See? All right, that's average thinking. Now, here's how we think. We make money on the trade. Our first question is, how do we do that? And I'm just saying, like, this is just you as a person with the correct way of thinking, having the right mindset, not knowing anything yet. You don't know nothing else beyond the fact that you just got that 3,000. Your question will be, how can we do that again? How can we do that again? I want to find out how we did that and how we can do it again. You see the difference in the mindset? The average person is thinking about what they can get with the money. We're trying to understand, how did we do it? You see the difference? We're not even thinking about the money. Whoa, 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 whoa. Our question is, how can we do that again? This is from the first time. The first time that we get that 3,000. Our question is, how can we do that again? We don't care nothing about no store. We don't care nothing about even touching the money yet. I want to know how did we do that, and how can we do that again? That's what I want to know. Before you even tell me what happened, I just want to know how. How did we do that? That's the difference in the mindset. That's the difference between average person's thinking and the mindset that you need to have. You see? The mindset that you need to have to handle what this is the mindset that wants to know how to duplicate the process that produced it. That way of thinking. Like, I'm not even sure what happened and how this happened, but I need to know how this happened and how can we do it again? How can we keep doing this over and over again? How can we do it? See? And we'll ask that. And we'll keep asking that until we get the answer to it, no matter how long it takes to get the answer. That's the difference. That's the difference. So I'm trying to help people understand the difference in the thinking. If your thoughts are more like the first person's thoughts, you think about what you can buy with the money, what you're going to spend it on, you excited that you got it. Oh, wow. Man, 3,000. All right. Mind you, you was excited for 1,000. I told you 3 and you were like, oh, shit. Let me go spend this for shit. Is this real? Let me go spend this before he take it back. That's average thinking. Elevated thinking is, how did you do this? I want to learn how to do this. That's elevated thinking. I want to learn how to do this. Not, oh, can you do that again? Can you hit me one more time? See, you don't want another hit. You want to know the process that produced it. That's the right thinking. That's the mindset elevation that you have to have. So, again, I talk about these things because there's value, tremendous value, in knowing that the mindset is needed first. So I know that you are thinking along the lines of trading is a good vehicle, and in order to be successful trading, what I need is this: signals, a strategy, right? That's how you think now. If you're new to this, more than likely, I need to find someone with good strategies, or somebody that can, give me a good strategy to use. I need a good way to enter into trades. That's the way you think now. But the way that you should be thinking when it comes to trading is, how can I understand the market so that whenever I'm in the trade, I win the trade? How can I understand the market so that whenever I'm in the trade makes money? That's where you want to be. Yep. That is where you want to be. All right, let me come into the comments real quick. Yeah, I like this. Look at this. Maria said, no lie, when I get my first win, I'm going to be excited. Excited that I trained and learned this skill.
I'm focused, man.
That is the right mindset. That is the right mindset right there. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was looking for this comment. I know I saw this earlier. People hype up mindset and don't back it with a solid foundation. So everyone thinks mindset is woo-woo, but really it's what grows everything you want in life. Mm-mm-mm. Come to find out, mindset is what you need to do whatever you want to do, period. And without it, you can't do anything that you wanted to do. It's kind of crazy, ain't it? Kind of crazy right there. So what will tend to happen, I like this too, what Stacy said. This is one thing you want to repeat in life. 1-0. All right. Good stuff, Stacy. When the market presents the environment and behavior that you've been waiting for, you just remain patient. You just remain patient because one of the things that you'll overcome, and most of the time, this is something that people who are newer will end up doing. You know, they get excited when they can learn how to recognize environment and behavior, and then once they see it, they're like, all right, a trade should come. And now it's almost like you have an expectation for a trade to show up. But a trade may not necessarily come just because the environment and behavior is there. Does that make sense? Like, what is today? Thursday? Last day I was in a trade was Monday or Tuesday. And I've been watching the market every day. But I didn't trade today. Didn't trade yesterday. Didn't trade Tuesday. I think so it was Monday. Monday was the last day that I actually excuse me, entered a trade. And one of the things that I find that you'll kind of do more organically at some point is not concern yourself with trades at all. So I know that this sounds a little weird. It's like, well, I thought this was trading. This is trading, but trading is the last part. It's the last component of the process that we use to trade. The purpose of the process that we're using to trade is to ensure that we know the outcome when we're in a trade. What does that mean? Well, it's just like if you knew the outcome of a trade, you would know when to be in a trade, right? If you knew the outcome of how the market moves, you'll know which trade to be in and when. Because you're not going to select an outcome that leads to a loss, are you? See, no one is voluntarily going to try to lose. So if you know that the outcome of the market movement leads to X, you're only going to be in a trade when X is present. Does that make sense? And you're only going to be in the winning trade when X is present. Because you can trade either side. But you're going to select the winning side of when the market presents X. See? So just waiting and watching and observing becomes what you actually do. And it becomes less and less and less and less about trades. And what that does is it keeps you in alignment with the market. And the value of being in alignment with the market is always choosing to be present in a trade when X is present in the market. And that means that you'll only be engaged when you're participating in winning trades. And just like I spoke on it yesterday, there's tremendous value in winning trades when you're in position. It's so powerful that even if you were only doing that one time in a whole week, your first year of doing that would be six-figure income. And subsequent years would be multiple six-figure income. So like, do you understand the value of the process itself that we use, for one, the value of remaining patient, and the value of not focusing on trades? You see how much value that there is in that? When you don't focus on trades, you end up being in a trade at some point, regardless. Just like if I looked at this week, I just said today, nothing. Yesterday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Sunday night, nothing. Monday, I was in a trade. And we know what one trade a week means. And understand that that's not my average. I don't average one trade a week. But in position, one trade a week, just y'all do the math. Y'all could do the math, man. So my point is that the same process that puts you in position, keeps you in position, keeps you with substantial cash flow, keeps you away from being average on every level, because nothing about you is average anymore. Your mindset is not average. Your cash flow is not average. Your results are not average when you trade. Nothing is average. And you are not stressed at all. That ain't even that's not average. Average person is stressed. And you're not. Or because you took the time, you made the decision and you took the time to learn a skill set that puts you in position to not be average anymore. Starting with your thinking. That's where it starts. What's going on, Ab? Ab is chatty on here today, huh? um, I think I'm gonna do some exams. Yeah, let me do some exams so I can give some focus on what the market's doing currently. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is the second area where I'm seeing that the market starting to cluster. Second time. First time was the area I had pointed out earlier. I think it was this. Yeah, this back here. That was the first time. And this is the second time here. Oh yeah, I had meant to say this earlier also. If any of you who are new, if you have questions about the platform, you have questions about what you see me doing and looking at, and whatever the case may be, you got questions about NADEX, please feel free to ask your questions. I encourage you to do so that you can continue to learn as much as you can about NADEX. A lot of people don't realize that this is way more than what you're thinking that it is. It's not just some another trading platform that you can be on. One of the reasons why when people try to compare other platforms and other stuff to this, it's not that it aggravates me, but it's like it's senseless to have the conversation at all, because I'm just like, you can't do what we are able to do here anywhere else. So it really doesn't make sense to even have that conversation. And what's so funny is that most people have no idea that this even exists. Like, the majority of people that are even in or exposed to the industry don't know what NADEX even is yet. Mind you, NADEX has been around for 10 years. But that's okay, because it is what it is. It goes like that sometimes. However, It's one of the reasons why I make the content and why I talk about the same things all the time, so that people become aware that, one, it exists, and not only does it exist, but it's the simplest and it's the best way to go about putting yourself in position with the skill set. Today more than ever, I think that that's so important, because as far as employment, jobs go, the landscape is definitely not the same at all. I think that as we move forward into more technology, you'll see fewer and fewer jobs, just in general. Certain things are not going to even be done by human beings anymore. Like automation is replacing jobs. So if you have fewer jobs, you have more people that don't have a way to earn a living, because, certain jobs are just not there. And I don't like talking about this stuff to try to scare people. I don't, that's not why I even talk about it. I just talk about stuff that's relevant and stuff that you can see. Just like when you go into a McDonald's and you see the kiosk inside the restaurant. Well, if you wouldn't even call it a restaurant, but inside the building, you see they have kiosks. You can place your order on the kiosk. You didn't even talk to nobody. No one took your order. Place your order in the machine. If you drive, they have an app. You can place your order in the app and park in the parking space, and they bring it out to you. It tells you what parking space to park in. They're numbered. It'll say on the app, parking space number 2. Someone will be out shortly to bring you your stuff. You didn't speak to nobody. So you see how processes are being automated that are eliminating jobs. So people, just in general, whether you want to or not, you have to look for a way to get a skill set of some type that will allow you to generate income. See, I'm not talking about that because I want to scare people. Talking about that because that's just the reality of it. You got to do something. For some people, they drive Ubers. They do Uber Eats, DoorDash, all type of shit. Stuff that they can do because they have a vehicle or because they have, some type of transportation. They'll do deliveries. It's something that's necessary and they can do it, right? If you have a skill set of some type and the skill is in demand, you'll be able to use that skill to make money, no matter what, regardless of what's going on in the economy. It doesn't matter. You can use your skill set to do what you do, make money, period. So when you look at skills, I look at this skill set as something everybody can do. Everyone and anyone, right? Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to do it, but I'm just saying it's something that anybody can do. If you want to do it, nobody's stopping you from doing it. Nobody is looking at your resume like, nah, I don't like this right here on your resume. I don't like this. So we're gonna find somebody else to do this. You see what I'm saying? There's nobody there. There's no gatekeeper preventing you from doing this. Care who you are. You got a cell phone, you got a laptop. There's something that you can actually do. And not only is it something that you can do, it's something that can financially set you free completely. Do you see the difference? So this is why I talk about this and get excited, because I'm like, listen, this ain't just, it's not regular. Like, We're not talking about you just making some money on the side. We're talking about you learning something that's going to put you in position to not have to have a job. Hold up. Whoa. Here he goes. See, I'm just saying. You won't have to work. It's so funny too because like I have neighbors. And there's like I have neighbors with beautiful homes, beautiful houses. Like my house is nice too. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying, I talk to people that have very nice houses, and a lot of the professions that they're in, doctors, lawyers, anesthesiologists. That's where I get all of that stuff from. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time about making more money than your doctor and your lawyer and all that. I talk like that because a lot of my neighbors have these professions. These are high earning professions, and I very rarely will see them. A lot of times I won't see many of them until like the weekend because they work all week. So on the weekend, they might be outside washing their car, doing something around the house or whatever. So I get a chance to talk to them, and they'll be telling me about what's going on. And they're like, well, what is it that you do? I don't understand. I see you all week. I always see you. You're always home. Like they're trying to figure out why I'm always home. It's like, well, don't you work? And the shit is just funny to me because I'm like, man, it's so crazy because, in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's funny that as far as even earning, I'm making more than you. That's number one. Like I make more money than you, but you don't even know that. You're just trying to figure out what it is that I'm doing. And it's like, I kind of like that because it's like, I don't have to tell you what I do. I don't have to tell anybody anything. But the bottom line is that you know that whatever it is that I'm doing works. Like you see the point that I'm making? You know that whatever I'm doing, it works. Because I'm your neighbor. You see? I'm your neighbor. So you know that I'm doing something. You just don't know what it is. And a couple of them, I kind of talk about it a little bit, but I don't really go into detail. I just keep it casual. I made some investments. I'm into real estate. I can tell them anything. And it's funny because I won't be lying. If I tell them I'm into real estate, I'm not lying. I am into real estate. That's not really what I'm doing. But I can tell you that, and I can legitimately be telling the truth. And you still don't really know what I'm doing. That's what's crazy. So I'm kind of, the reason that I share that is because it helps you guys to understand the dynamic of this. Like, this is that type of a deal where you got a skill set that puts you in position financially to do what you want to do. Nobody can tell you nothing. Nobody can stop you from doing anything. It's just like if you want to move to a certain area, a certain neighborhood. See, if you have the resources and the money to do whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. Nobody can stop you from doing it. And what's so crazy is that after you do it, people are trying to figure out how you did it. They don't know. It's like, well, how? I don't understand. How'd you get that house? Like I had neighbors ask me that. Like, how'd you get that house? It was fully renovated. Brand new everything. How'd you get that? They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure me out. But I just tell them, man, I'm into real estate.
I'm focused, man.
But again, this is the type of stuff that you guys will be doing. You'll be doing this type of stuff, and people will be trying to figure out what the hell are you doing. That's why this is so valuable. And just like I said from the beginning of the live stream, just like I said, when you tune in, you're like, this dude, he got sound effects. He's cracking jokes. But there's something about, I don't know. I think I need to listen. And you start listening and you start hearing what it is that I'm talking about. And then you start seeing what it is that I'm actually doing here. Like, you see what it is. This NADEX platform, binary options, something that very few people know about. Most people don't even know what it is. I mean, most people never heard of NADEX. Most people don't know what binaries are. A lot of people think binaries are a scam. Like you see what's going on here. Something that's little known, something that maybe people think doesn't work, or whatever the case is. Come to find out, this is the very thing that you can use to change everything. Kind of crazy, ain't it? This is funny. Yo, if they ever discover me, I'm gonna tell them to
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I'm gonna tell them to keep that quiet, man. Keep it on the hush. Oh man. No, I made sure. No, I don't have an association. Nope. See, you gotta do your research, man. You gotta know what you're doing and how you're moving. Nah. That's what I'm saying about how nobody can stop you from making your moves. Yep. Yes, indeed. Because I'm the king around these parts. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, and this is why I don't even bother. I don't even bother. Like most of the time, if someone even asks me about anything, I just tell them to look up TeamAlliance, and if they take the time to look that up, then they'll find out because it'll come up. But it's so much content. It's like, oh man, this a lot. He got a lot going on. They might run into the podcast. They might run into an observation. They might run into a trading video. There's so much content that kind of just, it lets you know what it is that we're doing, and then you will decide for yourself if you're even built for something like this. You know what I mean? Because of course you have people that think that they're too good for it, which is also funny to me. It's like they feel like they're too good. They're too good to do this. Oh, I don't have to do that. Okay, you're right. You don't have to do it, and it's cool that you don't. It's okay. Like, I'm not mad that you ain't doing it. The funny thing is that you really don't know at all what it even is, and you don't know what the potential of it is either. And a lot of times that's what keeps people from being able to put themselves in a whole nother position that they could have been in, because they think that they already, are better than that. And that's cool. It's cool if you feel like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, like little stuff like this. Little stuff. Like, oh, no, that video's too long. Like, oh, okay. All right. Okie doke. Yep. So you can tell the successful group by the way Michael be absent and do other business, and he can know that the process is still going to be carried out properly because we're all about it. Who's Michael? I'm assuming that you mean Mark. I'll assume that. He said Michael. I was like, who the hell is Michael? Michael Jackson? Like, where's Mike at? Man, we so locked in that Mark can literally step away to execute other business endeavors that he got going on and feel confident that his students are still carrying out the process properly. 100%. 100%. Yep. It's one of the reasons why I don't even do live trainings often. You know, I do the market observations more so than the live trainings. The live trainings I only do when I want to refresh you guys, or you know, like if I'm presenting something, like when I did vertical, you know, that requires a live training. But other than that, I don't got to do live training. 301, it's like, all right, 301 alone is like blood running in your veins in TA. That's how 301 is. Like, you need blood to live. That's what 301 represents. So as soon as you come here, that's the first thing that I give to you, 301. And I tell you what to do with it on repeat. See? And that's it. Everything else will fall into place. Everything else will start making sense. But you just follow that instruction and direction out the gate. 301 is where it is. It works on your mindset. 301 mindset. 301 teaches you the phases of the process, teaches you how to observe the market, teaches you to wait, right? Everything you need is in there. That right there within itself is powerful, man. Like, for real. Because I mean, it's kind of like what David is saying. I don't have to be active at all. Literally, if I stepped away and didn't do any type of content, the content that you have already is so powerful that it is going to elevate you if you just do it, if you just soak it in, if you train, and that's it. And that does feel good. That feels good, man. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. I figured. I'm like, yeah, he voice texting. Yep. Carrie says there's so much more than what you see on the surface. You think, oh, I want this. And then comes the real work to get the BS out and TA in. Yes. Very true. Yep. And you know, some folks is scared of work. Yep. Yeah, this is what I was saying a moment ago. Right. You think that you're better than, you miss out on the better than. Yes. And like I said, it's cool. It's cool. I was talking to one of my neighbors, I was asking him, you know, like how long he lived in the neighborhood, all of that type of stuff. So he been in the neighborhood, I think he told me 11 years. And he was telling me about his house. And I noticed that people doing second mortgages is like popular, and I don't like that at all. I don't like that. So I was talking to him a little bit, like briefly, and I'm like, well, why are you doing that? And of course, I know why he did it, because what happens is when there is a buyer's market in real estate, people are buying homes, the prices of homes go up, right? Angel, I got you. Angel's funny. I got you. I see it. Yeah, so the price of real estate goes up, right? And if you don't, if you're not selling your house, you don't really get to benefit from the appreciation in the value, other than the fact that it's on paper. Like on paper, your house is worth more money, so you got more equity in the house, etc. So what people will do is they'll take out like a loan. It'll either be a second mortgage or something called a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit. And the HELOC is based on the equity. So what the creditor, or the lender, I should say, what they'll do, they'll lend you like 70 to 80% of whatever the equity is in your house. So equity just simply means the difference between the value of the property and what you owe. That's equity, right? So let's say that you bought your house for 200,000. The value of the house goes up by 40,000. When you bought your house, you paid 200,000. You got your mortgage or whatever. So let's say in a year, you paid down your house by $5,000. So it's $5,000 less. Now you owe 195,000. So you owe 195,000, and then the value went up to 240,000. So you bought it at 200, it went up by 40,000 in a year. And I'm just giving you, an example. Went up by 40,000 in a year. So now your house worth 240,000. So if you sold it, you basically would make 45,000. You see? Because your equity is 45,000. It's the difference between 240 and 195. So instead of selling, y'all are stupid. Yeah, can I tell my story? See, this is why I don't be looking at the thing, that the comments, until I'm finished. So anyway, what the hell was I just talking about? Oh, the equity. So if you got equity of 45,000 in your house, but you're not selling, what you can do is you can take out a loan. That's all it is. Second mortgage or HELOC, or home equity line of credit, whatever they call it, right? However you want to do it. But you're taking out another loan on top of the mortgage that you already have. So if you owe 195,000 on your mortgage, and then you take out a home equity line of credit because you want to access the equity in the house because the value of your house went up. Now you owe 195 plus 30, right? So you owe money. You owe more money now, but you get 30,000 to use for home repairs, or the way to use that money would be to actually put it into something that will either produce more equity in your house or to invest it in something that's going to make you some more money. That's basically what people are doing, or people think that they're doing. And the logic is, well, the interest rate is going to be low because interest rates are low now. So you can borrow the money and it's only 5% interest, whatever. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is you're going to owe more money. And now you have to pay more money every month. So you got your mortgage payment, plus you got the payment on your second mortgage or your home equity line of credit, whatever that's going to be. And I believe if you do a HELOC, the payment will be much lower because it's what's called a revolving credit account. So you basically can borrow, pay it off, and then borrow again. So you can keep borrowing, you keep accessing the money. But to me, I don't like borrowing. Like, just me personally, I don't like to borrow, because I understand, and the whole, like, there's some people that swear by borrowing, especially people in real estate. It's like, well, you always want to use OPM, other people's money. Yeah, but the objective of that is to use that in order to create capital for yourself. So whatever you're doing that with, all of that has to work. You have to make that work. Otherwise, you just have money that you have to pay back on different things, and you got all of these payments that you have to make. And if you don't make the payments, then you go into default, or you go into whatever, foreclosure, like whatever the situation might be. Bottom line is, instead of borrowing, I would rather earn. I'm looking for ways to earn, not borrow. So even if that is the case, in the situation of you having a house, first goal is to pay the mortgage off. See, and people don't like this. Internet trying to act up because see, they know I'm about to spit this wisdom. They don't want me to say none of this. Internet acting stupid now. But anyway, so most people, they don't like that. They don't like the idea that, no, what do you want to pay your mortgage off for? No, you want to borrow, you can borrow money and use it to do this. Nah, man. What you need to figure out is how to generate more income. And you don't have to go the route of borrowing to try to do it. I understand the concept. And if you can make it work that way, that's cool. It's great. Like, there's a lot of ways to strategically invest in real estate. Sometimes you don't even have to use money. I get it. But as far as your primary residence, like your home, nah. Don't take out no second mortgage. Don't get no HELOC. I don't care how much your home appreciates by. Matter of fact, if that's the case, if your home goes up, let's say that the value of your house doubles. All right, sell it. Sell it and move somewhere else. But don't borrow and owe more money on the property. And now that's going to eat away at your actual income, because now you have another payment to make and a long-term payment to make. But anyway. So I was having a conversation with one of my neighbors about that. And needless to say, I was doing more listening than talking. But just as I'm listening to him, I'm like, nah. I'm saying to myself, I'm like, nah, you just need to make more money, man. That's all it is. Because whatever it is that you're trying to do by borrowing money to try to access your equity in your home, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense at all. I look at it like this. The faster you pay your house off, that's a whole mortgage payment that now you can put into savings. Hold up. Whoa. How much your mortgage? What's your mortgage? $1,500, $2,000 a month? $2,500 a month? Right? Let's say $2,500. So your mortgage is $2,500 a month. Well, what if you paid your house off early? Whoa. What if you paid your house off early? That's $2,500 a month now that you don't have to pay. What if you put that into savings or long-term investing? Now you building. Now your house is paid off and you got money going into long-term investing. Just a thought. Just a thought. And then you wonder why there's so many foreclosures and, properties that go under. Man, listen, I got stories for days I could tell you about people that have gone into situations. And, I've had conversations with people beforehand and told them, don't do it. And they did it anyway. Scary thoughts, man. Scary thoughts. Eli got a question. Is the TeamAlliance worth buying? Well, I'll let everybody else answer that for you. I'll let everyone else answer that. Yes, yeah. See, this is what it is. there it is. Yep. Right. I don't want a first mortgage. You talk about a second one. Come on now. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Crazy. Oh, hold on. Let me come back. There you go. Assets earn, liabilities cost. Ding, 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 ding. That's it. There we go, Maria.
Dom the Monko. Dom the Monko.
Bible says thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. More now. Stay out of debt. OPM should be placed in the hands of those who already have a track record and what they borrow the money for. Oh boy. Most people have a track record in losing and wasting money. Woo. There you go. Strategic. There you go. That's one way to do it. Yep. Get yourself some whole life. Get yourself some whole life. Better yet, get an annuity. Here's your answer, Eli. Yes, for sure. There you go. Infinite bank. I like that. Deuteronomy. Yep. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes on. And this is some powerful stuff. So, in line with what David just said about assets earned, what are we doing here? What would you consider this skill set to be? See? What would you consider this skill set to be? You know what you're capable of doing with it. Come on now. Come on. Bam. There it is. Huge asset. Lion, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I'm glad that you get some value from the content. Absolutely. Yep, asset for sure. Yes, indeed. I wasn't watching this at the time, and based on what I'm seeing here, there probably wasn't pricing there anyway. Also, 86, 84. Yeah, the barrier wasn't there just yet over here. In this area, the market was too close to the strike. I'm just pointing out a couple of things. I'm gonna do an exam too. I didn't forget about y'all. I didn't forget about you, Angel. Angel blew it up. She was like, yo, got my pencil and all that. Brought you Apple. Yeah, we're gonna do an exam. All right, let's see what I can ask you guys. Here's a good, all right, I got a good exam question for y'all. When you look at the candles, what does the color of the candle indicate as it pertains to the market positioning? What do the colors of the candle indicate as it pertains to the market positioning? So in other words, when the market is either in an existing position or moving to an existing position, what indication does the color of the candles give to you? That's a good one. What I'm doing now is an exam, Ab. And I knew that would be said. I'm gonna wait for more responses. Woo! And I appreciate this answer. He says, a good question, and I don't know. Very good. That's the first step to knowing, ain't it? Admitting that you don't know. These are good responses. So Angel saying transition or barrier. David is saying if the colors stay the same in the box, it means stability. X is saying movement. Elaborate on that. What do you mean by movement? Keith is saying behavior. Elaborate. Jamal is saying, say the question again.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Nope. I had to get him. I had to get him. Jamal, were you here yesterday? I don't know if he was here yesterday. That's why I did that. I don't think he was here yesterday. Oh no, but you know what? Nah, you heard. I think you still played it back though, so you heard it anyway. All right, so you already knew. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get somebody that has not heard that yet. I'm gonna get them good. They're gonna ask me some shit, and I'm like, "Oh snap!" I'm gonna hit them. Okay, movement of behavior. Okay, that's what Keith is saying. So, Orion, that's what you're talking about when you said I like what Keith said. All right. Here's an exam. We'll look at this one. Is the market going to stay in the box? We got a minute left. Right now, the market's at 3,006. It's at 3,007. I also want you guys to look at the color of the candles and tell me if you think that the color of the candles as the market was moving across, did the color of the candles have anything to do with the position that the market moved into? So this is an exam and then a question on top of the exam. So the exam was, is the market going to stay in the box? Everybody said yes to that. And of course, everyone's correct. And then my question was looking at the candles, right? Like you see it. See these candles? Do you think that the color of these candles had anything to do with the market moving into the position that it was? That's the question. Keith says no. David says sure does. Aha. Orion says the candles show the market starting to test the 1301. Keith is saying no, it don't. Angel saying yes because it moved up and the group of candles there is blue. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And I got another question. You know, when I get into the zone, I'm gonna hit y'all. She said, then you see blue and red showing a barrier at the new position. Whoa. Andrew, you gotta slow down, man. You gotta slow down. I'm asking the questions. Let me ask the question first. He's like, let me just throw this out there because I know you're gonna ask this next. But the Ray says no. The market does what it wants. All right. Here's my next question. Something about that pencil, huh? Silly self. What role does barrier play? And then my question is, does the barrier affect the candles regardless of color? These are good questions. These are good questions. Y'all heard them two questions, right? I hope y'all did, because I forgot the first one. I forgot the first question I just asked. But let me just listen to the responses. Doug says, confirm the cluster. Angel says, yes, it does affect. Okay, so I think what the first question was, does the barrier affect the candles? Oh, what role does the barrier play? That was the first question. Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Right. What role does the barrier play? Yes. Barrier, keep your underwear clean. Uh-huh. And Jamal is also saying yes. So you guys are saying yes, it does affect the candles. Because I think the second question was, does the barrier affect the candles regardless of the candle color? Barrier shows commitment to the movement. No. And I don't want to, I want to correct you, but I don't want to say it because I want y'all to say it. So Ray said that the barrier shows commitment to the movement. Is that true or no? And if it's not true, what does the barrier show commitment to? This is good. These are good questions coming up out of this. These are good questions. See, when y'all watch this back, you'll catch the responses, or I should say, you'll catch the answer to the questions. Even if you don't get it right now, it's cool. Ooh, come on, Jermaine.
Dom the Monko.
Shit. Listen.
Dom the Monko.
Listen. See, we don't play no games in here. We don't play no games in here. So the question I asked was in response to what Ray said. She said that the barrier shows commitment to the movement. Jermaine says no, the barrier shows commitment to the position. Bingo. It shows the commitment to the position. Yeah, so y'all understand that, right? Everybody understand that? Right. And Angel's saying it too. It shows commitment to the level, right? The position. But the barriers can be disrespectful, be disrespected during position change. Yes, it can. And I'm asking a question along that too. Orion says, I'll say barrier shows commitment to the price staying below or above your strike. Yes. And that's because of the position that was created by the barrier. Very good, Carrie. This is excellent. Barrier will keep X micro pip of space between the candle and the strike, regardless if it is sell or buy. So in other words, the candle color does not affect the barrier. The barrier is not affected by the candle color. But there is something that the candle color does do. There is something the candle color does do. What is it? And I asked y'all that back here. So I'm gonna move the box back over here where I first asked the question. there is something the candle color does do. What? What does it do? What does the candle color do? Andrew, that's a good question. I'm gonna get to that in a second. X, this is good. This is good. Now elaborate on this because I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say. X says it shows the position direction. Keep going. Keep going off of that. Candle color shows us the barrier. No. Nope. I don't even know what you're saying. I don't even know what you're saying. I guess that's why you put the question mark. She said change. What does that even mean? Candle color. What does it do? What does it show us? Yes. Come on, Doug. Now look at this. That's it. Do y'all see this? You see what Doug said? It shows the change of position. Yes. Look at what all right, let's zoom into this for a second. Let's look at this. If you look in the box, the candles are blue and they start at the bottom of the box. You have subsequent blue candles moves the position of the market to the top of the box. Now, when it gets up to the top of the box, once the barrier is tested and is respected, the candle color don't matter no more because the barrier is created. So I think this was what Angel just asked a minute ago about the barrier in the position. Yeah, it is. Does the position create the barrier? Does the barrier create the position? What's the answer to that? The position that the market moves into creates the barrier. It has to move into that position first. And then the barrier is created after that position is tested. When the market respects that position, that's the barrier. And then at that point, it doesn't matter what color the candle is. What do I mean by that? If you look at this one, like you got blue candles that bring your position up here. Then you got a neutral candle, right? And then a blue candle. Now, if you look at the blue candle, yes, it's a blue candle because of where it started from. It started from the bottom of this candle. And it just simply means that the market moved back up. So that's what made it a blue candle. But it moved back up to where? 3006. What's the barrier position? That same area, 3005, 3006. Yeah, so 5, 6. So we'll say 6 because even on this one, it was 6. So literally the next candle after the neutral candle here simply just move the market back up as it's ranging to the top of the range again. And what I mean by that is this is a 3 micropip range with these candles. This is 3. This one is 2. This one is 2. What's this? 2. 2, 3. So these candles are in a 3 or less micro pip range. This blue candle, even though it's blue, just simply was the market moving back up to the barrier that it created here. Because when these candles made their way from the bottom of the box up to the top of the box, the position that it came to here, the market started to create the barrier. And you can even see it with the candles. They start clustering here. Boom. Then this one, even though it's a blue candle, it respects the barrier still. This one, neutral candle, respect. Next candle still has respect. So you see what happened when the market came up. The candles are showing you where the market's going. The bias is up. The candles are blue. But there's going to come a point where the market creates a barrier. Where did it do that? It did that up here. See, right in here. And that's where the barrier was. And then that barrier was respected until the position change up here. This makes sense, yes? This is good. This is good. Bingo. Right. You get a position change and then the behavior continues. What's the behavior? Range. Small candle dominance. Right? Went right back to what it was doing already. Oh, you got jokes tonight, I see. Everybody clear on this, yes? X is clear. Very good. Yeah, X actually set it off. And then when I said elaborate, Doug elaborated and he nailed it. And then I was able to explain it because now I can show you just based on what they responded, what their response was, rather. Powerful, man. This is like this powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. Yeah, definitely rewatch Maria. You'll catch it. You'll catch it because it's not anything I haven't said before. I like this is just us reviewing what we kind of know already. And of course, I like to do it in different variations at different times so that you always are clear on what it is that is going on. So yeah, definitely rewatch and you'll catch it. You will understand. When the candles go back to ranging after a big candle but don't cluster, that's still position change energy, even though the range came back correct. Oh, but don't cluster, that is still position change energy, even though the range came back. So you're asking when the range continues after a position change, but they don't cluster? I'm trying to see if I understand what you're asking. Like right now. But what's your question? So are you asking, is it still position change energy? Is that what you're asking? All right, so this candle was the position change. Then you had these candles. This one looks like it was about 6. But these right here, 2. This one was 4. This one was 3. So we still in the 3 to 4 here. And then you had a 6 here. Then you had a 2 here. A 4 right there. 5 right there. And now you back to the 2s and 3s in here. That's what the market just did in this area. But I'm not sure what you were actually asking. Okay, this is a good question. Yeah, so all right. This is good. This is good. So is the market still looking for somewhere to be? Now, when you say somewhere to be, in other words, is the market still looking for a place to create the position and then the barrier? That's what you're asking, right? I know. You can say it. You can say, yes, Mark, that's what I'm asking. That was a very good question. Because yes, that's what the market is doing. So instead of instead of us just sitting there trying to figure out what is it doing, we know what it's doing. We're just waiting for it to do it. Does that make sense? It's working its way up to doing what we know that it's going to do. Makes sense, right? Because we knew that the market would reposition, cluster, create a barrier. It's going to do that again at some point. It did it here. Right here just happens to be too close to the strike. If you look at where the candles are. Like right here, you 1 micropip underneath the strike. That's too close. These are 9s and 8s. That's too close. Now, if you start getting 7 and 6s, that becomes more like the distance with the buffer. That's what you want to see. Right? 9, nope, that's too close. But this behavior, we already knew would happen again because it already was doing it. And that's the point. So when you know that the market has the behavior, you just wait for it to line up with the position properly in the box, meaning that you have, adequate distance away from the strike, and then the market is doing RCB, and then that's when your trade will come at some point. So that's what we wait for. But that was an excellent question because that's kind of what we do. That's what the market's doing. It's looking for somewhere to be again. It's looking for somewhere to be again. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's still the same what? I want to hear the word. It's still the same what? It's still the same behavior. Go ahead, girl.
Down the Marco. Down the Marco.
And yes, absolutely, it is the same environment as well, of course. But more specifically, it's the same behavior in the environment that we're in, because we know that we're already in a slow environment. But the position change took place in a slow environment. So just because you had a big candle here, it didn't change the environment. Does that make sense, Orion? See, that's why it's good when we talk through this, because you start to just elevate. You go up another notch in your understanding of it. This is a big candle, yes. It represents a position change, yes. Did this affect the environment? No. We remained in a slow environment. Now, the candles, when they were repositioned, the behavior continued right up here. See? Now you have, once again, candle color. Red. What is the market doing? It's moving lower now to the bottom of the box. See? Same way that back here, it was moving up from the bottom of the box to the top. So that the candle color is just showing you where it's heading. Y'all see that, right? Make sense? See, and none of this means to do anything. It just means that you understand what the market is doing. You begin to become aware of the candle color and understand what that means in terms of the market positioning itself, right? And you kind of know what the market needs to show you after that. Does it is this making sense to y'all? For example, and let me use something from back here. What can I use from back here? Maybe I can use this. Even though the candles were close in here, I want to use this because I want to talk about the candle color. Right here. This candle is red and it still is barrier. This candle's blue, still barrier. This one's blue, still barrier. So you see how, because of the barrier, the color of the candle really don't matter, because the color is just showing you where the movement is as far as the market traveling within the range. See, like in this area, the range is small. It's, it's 3 micropips or less in these candles. So the candle color is less significant because there's a barrier here. Now, this is different than when the market's traveling. When the market's actually traveling from one area to another, you start to see larger candles. It could be one big candle, or it could be multiple larger candles than the smaller ones, like what you see here. You had a red one here that's bigger than these. Then you had one small one. Then you had another red one that was big. All it's doing is just repositioning. It repositioned down here. Market didn't start ranging down here. Now the market's repositioning back up here. It might come back up here and then start ranging again. Are y'all following me? So you see how the market just will travel until it figures out where it wants to do this behavior again. So our job is to spot this behavior. Once we know that this is present, we just wait for the market to position itself relative to one of the strikes. So that means either at the top or at the bottom of the box. And once it repositions itself and starts this behavior again, that's when we know our trade is likely to come, if it does come. This is good shit, man. Damn. This is real good. Damn. Wow, look at this analogy. Crazy. 2 minutes between contractions. then it's 30 seconds between contractions. Right? If we see Mark's rule and then that next one is DQ, do we need to wait for another Mark's rule or just the valid? Once you okay. Did you hear what I just described? How I said that once you see the behavior, then you're just waiting for the market to reposition and then to present the behavior again? That's all you have to wait for. So look at seeing the behavior manifest for the first time as MRMH. You don't have to see that take place again before you actually enter a trade if one comes. You're waiting for that to take place again because you've already seen it happen the first time. Does that make sense? Well, how much time do you need for the market to cluster? Answer that question, and then you'll answer this question. That's a good question, but answer the question I just asked you, and then that'll answer your question. How much time do you need for the market to cluster? Jamal's catching it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we ain't gonna do that. Yep, we ain't gonna do that one. Right. Once it starts clustering again, then you're seeing the behavior manifest again. Now it needs to just do that in the right position. Meaning that you want it to be in position relative to the top or in position relative to the bottom of the box. And what the box is showing you is that the market is attempting to find its position at the top or the bottom of the box. It's attempting to. Now, it may or may not do that. You know, like right now, for example, they in the middle. The candles are clustered in the middle. So this is out of position for us because we need the cluster to be either at the top or at the bottom. And you can kind of see the same thing happening here again with candle color. You see how these are blue candles here, but look at the top of the range, 2, 3, blue, blue. This one's red. You got another blue one here. What's happening is that barrier at the top, that barrier is holding, but this doesn't even mean anything for us yet because this is out of position relative to the bottom or to the top. It's neither one. It's not at the top and it ain't at the bottom. So it's not anything that we can do with that yet. So we just need to wait for the market to position at the bottom or the top and then to manifest this behavior, the cluster. Because we know that the cluster means that there's a barrier in place. And we know that the barrier means that regardless of candle color, the price level is being respected. And there's also distance between whatever that level is and the strike price. And that's what represents the entire barrier. Yeah, this is going to be definitely a good replay. Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And yes, correct. Right. Because the third candle confirms. Yep. So that answers your question, Jamal. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. This is volume 53, live market observation. And I'm out. I'm going to bed. All right. Good night.
Dom the Monko. Dom the Monko.